Look at things like production, which is getting the actual work done, performing the work that needs to get done. Morale, getting a positive work attitude. If the morale is low in your organization, what we've found is when we've measured employee morale and attitude, we have found that one of the correlating factors, that is one of the factors that moves with employee morale up and down, is the respect they have for their leader. So when there's low morale in one department but not in another, it can be traced back to the leader of that department. So when we've measured it, we've noticed that certain supervisors have lower morale. Certain lead hands and working leaders have lower morale, others have higher morale. If the whole organization's morale is low, then that typically would be a leadership problem at a more senior level. So wherever you start to see the variation in morale and attitude is where it starts to tell you that there's a leadership issue in the organization. It could be environmental, so it could be the situation that you're in or the industry. Reality is, though, a lot of it has to do with the leadership at some point in the organization. So if the morale and attitude is strong in one area and weak in another, chances are you'll find that it's the person who's leading that group that is affecting that. Quality, which is, do you instill a sense of quality consciousness and pride in the people? That's more of a process thing in terms of as opposed to a task thing. How do people approach their work? Do they think about quality first? Costs. You know, the reality is, if I asked you whether you'd rather work for a profitable organization that's doing well financially, or whether you'd rather work for a struggling organization that doesn't have the financial resources, which would you rather work for? You'd actually rather work for a profitable company. As a customer, would you rather buy stuff from a company that makes good profit, or from a company that's barely getting by? Again, you'd actually rather buy from a profitable company. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way with the pressures our customers put on us. The reality is, having a profitable company that has good cost performance is good for customers and it's good for employees. It's much better than the alternative. Methods. We are expected to seek easier methods to get things done. This is the continuous improvement that we talked about earlier. Training, teaching employees how to perform in their jobs, another key responsibility. And of course, I'm going to be asking you to reflect on this. If you're not doing some of these things, you've got to ask yourself, if I did those things, how could things improve? And finally, safety. How do I minimize the risks and hazards in the work area? Because we don't do safety just to get better performance in terms of government compliance and legislation. We do it because we care about people. We want people to have all their fingers and toes when they leave the workplace. We want people to go home and enjoy their families. So we don't do it for compliance reasons. We do it because of people. We care about people. We want them to be safe.